Athena wanted you to have this, so here you go. Good news, travel fast, Wallow. We are Wallow, Lapiju, and Celeste Bono, and we're bringing you positive news from all over the world. Before we dive into today's stories, make sure you submit your own good news, Wallow, by swiping up if you're listening on Spotify, and your story might get featured on a future episode.
Nice.
Happy Wednesday, my fave. How are you?
Happy Wednesday, my co-fave. I'm doing great.
Oh, it's like my favorite day, not like my favorite co-anchor.
Not favorite person. I hope you guys can listen to how she's putting me under the rug here. But no worries. What do you have for me today? Yeah, sure.
The EU has proposed a new law to cut the use of pesticides in half by the end of the decade. If it were to become official, this would be the first law concerning biodiversity ever since 1992. Nearly 350,000 metric tons of pesticides were sold in Europe in 2019, primarily for agriculture. A 2017 report from the European Commission noted that pesticides cause pollution that directly impacts biodiversity and ecosystems. Limiting the use of pesticides and even banning... Did you just yawn on my news?
There's no way out of that. Yes. Continue.
Fucking hell. A 2017 report from the European Commission noted that pesticides cause pollution that directly impacts biodiversity and ecosystems. Limiting the use of pesticides and even banning it in certain situations has a direct impact on our soil, air, and food, and ultimately on our health, of course. The plan could take about 1 year to become official, but once law, members of the EU will have an allotted time of 2 years to create plans to meet legislation targets that they must meet or face legal action. I like that. Stop using pesticides. And I also like saying you're going to have to face legal action.
I like legal
Anyway,
action.
I'm going to pretend you didn't yawn in the middle of my news. It was probably one of the best news this week, and you just yawn because you didn't care about pesticides. What do you have for me? I'm going to take a nap.
The perfect segue to our next one today. Even though banned in certain parts of the world, glyphosate-based pesticide, or better known by its commercial name Roundup, is one of the most used pesticides in the world. In fact, it was the most used in the world back in 2019. Created by Monsanto, this weed killer is an agricultural favorite, but it has faced backlash and still does to this day. The US Supreme Court has rejected an appeal by Bayer AG to dismiss legal claims by customers who assert that it causes cancer. The multinational chemical and pharmaceutical company could potentially owe billions of dollars in damages as a result. The International Agency for Research on Cancer classified the herb glyphosate as probably carcinogenic to humans in 2015. However, the US Environmental Protection Agency hasn't sufficiently considered if glyphosate poses a threat to endangered species and causes cancer. This is Bayer's main argument against the legal claims, that customers should have been warned of the alleged risk of cancer. For now, the US Supreme Court insists Bayer should have done that.
Okay, well, Bayer should probably be explaining to us if they were doing something dangerous to us, the humans, no?
Yeah.
Anyway,
I think so.
Drag Queen Story Hour was crashed by a group of apparent Proud Boys members in Alameda County, California, as they spewed homophobic slurs at one of the performers who had to flee to a back room while the library called the police.
Wow.
What? This is still happening? 2022. After some days of being suspended, Drag Queen Story Hour happily returned and is making kids happy and learning again. But we can buck up a little. What is Drag Queen Story Hour? What is it, Wallow? Do you know?
I don't know. I have no idea.
Well, it is exactly what it sounds like. Drag queens reading stories to children in libraries, schools, and bookstores. This is great. Its only goal is to capture the imagination and play off the gender fluidity of childhood and give kids glamorous, positive, and unabashedly queer role models. In 2015, Michelle T. and Raider Productions created Drag Queen Story Hour in San Francisco in the hopes of normalizing drag and LGBTQ pride. What started as a local show is now an international phenomenon as they are presented not only in the US but also in Europe and South America. Ah,
Cool.
I love to hear stories from them. Love that.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all for today. I don't know if that's going to get here, but I hope they do.
Yeah.
See you tomorrow.
Yeah, see you tomorrow. Have a great day. Bye.
And you, Wallow. Goodbye. I hope you enjoyed this episode. There will be more great news tomorrow. Good News Travel Fast is a news podcast serving positivity and laughter in daily doses. Oh, but we don't have episodes on the weekends. We actually have to sleep. Don't forget to subscribe and rate us on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you listen to podcasts. This podcast was produced by Matthias Rosenberg, creative direction by Josefina Cordova, scripted by Cecilia Mira, and hosted by Wallo Lapaju and Celeste Bono. That's me. This show is supported by Athyna. Hire, manage, and retain world-class global talent at Athyna.io. A brilliant startup like yours needs the best of the best on your team. Are you taking advantage of global talent? Level up your team for more success for only 33% of your usual hiring costs. Go to Athyna.io right now to learn more. That's Athyna.io.